If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to support us. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. Your star ratings and reviews help others discover our podcast. So take a moment to share your thoughts. We appreciate you, and let's keep the conversation going. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to ADHP. That's Attention Deficit Hyperactive Politics. Will you please welcome your hosts, Doug Robinson, Todd Sellers, and Brandon Popson.
Okay, how are you doing tonight, guys?
Yeah.
Welcome to the ADHP podcast, everyone. Doug and Todd are here. I guess I'm introducing right now because no one else said anything. How you guys doing on this brilliant Indigenous Peoples Day?
I was actually waiting for Doug to say something, but I don't know if you can hear. So
I don't know if you can hear either. That's why
good.
I said something.
I'm glad you said something.
Yeah. He didn't say anything, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do this because awkward. Doug is here, everyone. He doesn't know what's going on.
He has himself muted right now.
We have some tech issues today. It's been one of those days.
It looks like he's having a connection issue. He needs to refresh.
Oh no! Of course, that's how it's gonna go.
He'll be back. We have to
give him. Good.
We'll have to give him a ration of shit for turning 40, though.
Oh yes, we do. But I'm 41, so I really can't say shit.
I mean, we can because we're older than him. So, yes.
I mean, that's true. We'll just be hypocritical and old together.
You still got yourself muted. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I'm back. Can you hear me
now?
now?
Right.
We can hear you now.
There we go. Because, I started the show, but apparently nobody could hear me. So.
Yeah.
you muted yourself.
Well, we're glad to be able to tap in for you there.
Tag team, back again.
Yep. So you guys, this whole Columbus Indigenous Day thing is just crazy to me that people still want to celebrate Columbus Day. Of course, the conservative subreddit is still trying to make Columbus sound like this amazing fucking human being.
Oh yeah, it's totally one of their coded ways of getting to be racist. Fucking.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They're like, he stopped human sacrifices. He was a fucking slaver, dude.
Dude, check this out. So about 6, 7 years ago, when I was still living over in North Kitsap, I went to the post office in Hansville, which is just north of Kingston, Washington. It's out in the middle of the boonies. It's right on the water. You can see Canada and you can see Whidbey, I think, from there. And I went in there and I was picking up a package and I said, "Happy Indigenous Peoples Day." He goes, "Why do people have to say it like that? Why can't they just call it Columbus Day like it used to be?" He's like, "Because Columbus didn't discover shit. He was lost."
Yeah, I know. It's crazy to me that anybody still supports it. And we meet anybody, it's always the same thing. And we know it's racism, but they're like, well, that's how I was raised, and that's how I'm going to keep thinking about it.
It's about tradition and family values.
Family values like slavery.
It's about your heritage.
Well, like they're a big argument on the subreddit, and I was like, they're talking like he literally was stopping human sacrifice. Like, you think that was his goal? You think that had anything to do? Get away from me, Wonton! Stop.
Well, and the thing is, Columbus was reviled in his own time.
Yeah,
like, he was pulled from power because of how abusive he was being. He had to beg for forgiveness from the crown just to do something else with his life. And the whole reason why the continents are North and South America instead of Columbia, as they were called in his day, is because he was so unpopular in the following years that this map maker spun a tale about Amerigo Vespucci, which may or may not have been the truth or even been wholly made up. It's hard to say for sure, but he sold this story as Amerigo Vespucci was the actual discoverer of the New World, because he wanted to sell more maps that called it America instead of Columbia, because Columbus was so toxic.
Yeah. Well, I was telling my coworker today, I'm like, if you take a Venn diagram of the people who call it Columbus Day and the people who think that Juneteenth shouldn't be a holiday, that's a fucking circle. It's funny how it's the exact same motherfuckers, you know?
So
Nah. Huh?
so the real big news here coming out of this weekend, though. What a weekend, though! I turned 40. I went from I'm now no longer in my 30s, now in my 40s, and
How's it feel? How's it feel to be 40 there, old man?
oh,
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
it
welcome.
was an amazing weekend as a Seattle sports fan in general.
That it was. That it was.
And but among the wins we got this weekend is the Israel-Gaza war or conflict or however genocide may be
Yeah, genocide.
over. Like
Uh,
maybe.
maybe.
For
I mean,
now, until someone pisses off Trump again.
Until somebody, until you mean not you mean BB? Until someone like offends BB and he decides he wants to do another genocide.
Who's Bibi?
Bibi Netanyahu.
Oh, that's his name. Netanyahu's all I've ever heard. So.
Benjamin Bibi is like his nickname.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I need. Oh, fuck! I forgot to update that ticker thing. Hold on.
What'd you call me? I'm just kidding.
Ticker. The ticker on this stream.
It's a joke.
TICKER.
With a hard T.
With hard T.
With a hard T. I did that last week too, and I discovered it like halfway through the recording that I didn't update that shit.
But my kind of question in this whole thing is how much credit do we give Trump for this? So
pretty much
just kind of
nothing.
looking at an NPR story here, President Trump declared the Gaza war over and received a standing ovation in Israel's parliament, then in Egypt at a signing ceremony. Hamas released the last 20 living Israeli hostages who have been captive for just over 2 years. And in return, Israel freed nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. Some of which have been in prison for decades. Like most of them are from the last 2 years.
Totally a balanced and fair thing there. 20 to 2,000. That sounds like a balanced response from Israel, doesn't it?
Well, that's the sad thing is the Hamas is releasing only 20 because that's who's left.
Yeah,
Israel
exactly.
is one that Israel took way more prisoners.
Oh yeah, because they've been doing this for years. It's not new. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm more inclined to think that this is simply a chance for them to regroup and plan a new type of attack. I just generally do not think that Netanyahu has any desire or intent to actually let not stop attacking them. Give me 1 minute here. My fucking cat's about to get thrown to a ceiling. I think she needs water or something. What do you want, you little shit?
And all right, but I think what Brandon was getting at is basically my take too is they got what Israel got what they wanted out of this conflict, which has really been my problem with the entire thing is that this was an avoidable conflict that Netanyahu essentially set the situation, set the state of play to where some sort of attack would come eventually because he wasn't letting the situation in Palestine get better. He was only making it worse slowly. Eventually, attack happens, and then bam, they have their excuse to do what they've done for the last 2 years. I think just like with Bush before Iraq, there was a plan in place before 9/11. There was a plan in place before October 7th. And I think they've largely achieved that because if you look at Palestine now, it's devastated. I mean, their pre-conflict economy is gone. All their services are gone. They are at the complete mercy of whatever the international community decides to do.
Exactly, and where are they going to have to get money to the financing to rebuild? That's the issue.
Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for the rebuilding?
So this might just be an economic. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
But I would say that in a way, they're continuing the genocide just economically.
Yeah, well, it's at the point now where they can, in some way or another, just make them a second class or lower person in the region. And now I'm hopeful that the international community will enforce, West Bank and Gaza Strip protections, but they're never they're not going to have any bargaining power to stop whatever international influence wants to have. And I do believe Israel should pay for the rebuilding of Palestine, mostly because for their own benefit. A rebuilt Palestine is less likely to be an extremist Palestine. So the better you rebuild it, the better things are going to be for everybody.
And I'd agree with you on that. But Do they care? You know, I was talking to one of my more moderate friends who has a lot of conservative friends on Facebook, and I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, you got to understand, like, from a lot of people's point of view, as long as you're killing Muslims, there's people in this country who think it's good. That's why they're against Hamas. It's not because they're
Right.
super pro-Israel, but they genuinely do think that as long as you're killing Muslims in that area of the world, it's innately good. They might not
Yeah,
admit that, but that's what they think.
I don't know if you saw a certain Northwest comic post. He's very, pro-Israel post
Oh,
about yeah,
uh,
and basically it was
SK?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay, I thought so, yes.
yeah, he was basically claiming that the good guys have prevailed, and this is a sign of that God is good and on the side of
I
Israel,
had to bite my
and
tongue at that post. I was
and
like,
and
I wanted so
and it
bad.
was talking about how I don't know what's the right word, but how like how human how magnanimous or how pro humanity, how humanitarian the Israeli people are or whatever, while he's literally like talking about anybody in Palestine. Like he's like, but why we kill their dogs, their filthy dogs.
But
Like
that's what bigotry does to somebody, because the whole point of bigotry is to other someone else. It's to other another group, to the point where the moral like expectations of each group are different.
yeah,
That's the
it's
entire
it's it's
point of this.
it's dehumanizing, and but it's just like in the same breath that like he's like talking about how great and perfect the Israeli people are. He's using that same platform, introducing his thoughts with all the slurs and like dehumanizing language you could possibly imagine.
Maybe
For
I just don't pay attention to him, but I've never heard him have those viewpoints before. That's why I almost said something like, "What the fuck? Where did this come from?"
well,
Maybe I just
he's
don't pay.
been this way for the last couple years for sure.
Has he?
Um,
I don't pay much attention to him, to be frank with you. He's
I
just not
stopped
really.
interacting with him over it because it wasn't helpful. Um, but it's been this way for the last couple years.
I mean, at least they're not
I mean,
pulling a
it's like
little.
the same way that like Ethan Klein turned on the left over Israel too. Like,
Oh my god. Well, it's such a weird area, because I've caught conversation from some of these people, because they didn't used to be like this. It's so weird when people flip like that, you know?
exactly. Yeah, it's one of the weirdest and most unfortunate things that have like kind of come out in the last 2 years is like all those crazy freaking people on the right that are like the Jews control all the media and all that stuff. Like there there definitely was an influence of like you can't criticize Israel over the genocide. Like it took a long time to finally have the media come around to openly calling it a genocide. And then once they
Well,
did, now we have a solution, which again kind of goes to my question: how much credit does Trump get here? How much credit is it just that things played out
you know,
and there was
in
the
reference
public
in reference
backlash was too much and
in a reference to
Israel
a
accomplished
genocide,
enough?
in that reference to a genocide, hearing the phrase "solution" makes me nervous.
Oh fuck
Right?
yeah!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh
Is,
boy,
is this
I've
is this
heard this
Trump's
before.
final solution?
Jesus Christ. Well, you got to keep in mind, there's a lot of people in this country. Like, I cannot overstate how much some Americans, like especially white Christian nationalists, hate Islam. Like, hate them.
Yeah, because of 9/11, they think it's all their fault.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was definitely. I mean, we had kind of come to a lull prior to this. Like it was definitely less. After 9/11 was the huge spike, right? For like a decade after that, and they were the bad guys in every movie and everything like that. But recently, I mean, prior to October 7th, probably at the low point of like worried about Muslim terrorism, and then now, bam, it's all back again. It's like
Oh
it's
yeah.
like it's like Trump gave a permission structure to be racist again. October 7th gave people permission structure to be anti-Muslim again.
I was talking to some of my younger coworkers the other day about what it was like in before 9/11 and all that stuff. And I was like, it was not good, but we were headed down the right path. I was like, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, if I looking at it from what I know now, I can absolutely see how where the foundational seeds of Trumpism got placed into the dialogue here in the Bush era. Like, this is, if you think about it, a natural response to the stuff that happened back then. Is it
Well,
right?
I mean,
No,
I could go
but
back to Reagan for this.
Well, you could, but I would say 9/11 really like codified a lot of people, especially a lot of the more millennial Gen X conservatives. That was the deciding point, I think, for a lot of them. They reacted improperly to the, what happened. Absolutely, I'm not saying that what they're doing is logical or right. It's not.
I mean,
But I would, huh?
I was gonna say something definitely happened to Gen X that put them in a place to be picked off by Trump. That's for sure.
Well, Gen X, honestly, I think it was their complacency. I was talking to Kermit Apio and one of his buddies the other day on his Facebook, and I pretty his buddy's being a conservative asshole, and I called him out, and because he's like, Gen X, blah blah blah, you guys never listen to us. I'm like, do you know why no one listened to Gen X, bro? Because you guys were literally the first generation since the boomers had a real good reason to fight back, a real good reason to go this like a situation giving us is bullshit, but you guys didn't. You guys literally thought this
honestly,
is good.
let me chime in as a Gen Xer.
Again, it's not every single one of you, but overwhelmingly it was like that.
I think the reason why no one spoke up is because we were the forgotten generation. Nobody fucking remembers us, and and for the most part we don't mind that. We don't want to be bothered, and there's a lot of us who didn't say anything because we figured no one would listen anyway.
But like, once again, that's what I told him. He's like, brother, you guys got the forgotten generation because you had a chance to do something and you didn't. And it's not like no one did. Like Kermit's a fucking Gen Xer and he did plenty. He was even saying, he's like, I said plenty, but all I was ever told was shut up and stick to your jokes. No one asked you, etc. And don't be wrong, I do sympathize with that. By the same token, millennials, we kind of had the exact same mentality going into it, but we're so much worse off at this point. We said, fuck it.
Yeah,
it can't get much worse, so we're going to raise hell.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do think there's a little bit too much put into, like, splicing generations too closely.
Like I said, it wasn't every single Gen X.
Stereotyping that kind of goes along with that.
It kind of is. By the same token, I think you can look at the actual voting record and the way that politics has worked. I'm like, it's not so much a stereotype as it is something you can factually prove. I mean, even Kermit, he admitted, he's like, yeah, my gen mostly shut up because we thought it was good enough.
Yeah, we also didn't want to be a target.
And that's something to be said about that. I think my generation, where we don't mind being a target, I love that kind of conflict. So if someone wants to aim at me, that's fucking fantastic. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, and a lot of what I've seen on social media over the last 4 years, on specifically on Instagram and TikTok, is the Gen X versus millennial. Excuse me, not millennial. Gen Z, kind of back and forth. And
honestly, I see millennials and Gen X battling a lot more than Gen Z. I feel like Gen Z has also been duped by the right.
Yeah. Well,
so I would say that they're. Huh?
The other thing was like the millennials were going after boomers, and what I was seeing was a lot of Gen Xers like, nah, it's your turn.
I mean,
go for it.
What gen was your? Oh, sorry. What gen was your parents?
Todd? My mom was born in 42, so whatever that is.
So so she's a boomer. So that's the thing. A lot of us in the Gen X, millennial generations, we have boomer parents. I'm sure there's older Gen Xers that have silent generation parents, but I wasn't one of them.
I think my mom might have been like on the border of silent generation, but
yeah, for sure, because technically the boom doesn't start till like 45,
like 43,
47.
45. Yeah.
But
still.
And it goes to like 65, I think, right? Because that's
65, 67.
Yeah, it's like about 20 years typically.
All my older siblings are boomers. So my 3 older brothers are boomers, and I think my
wait. What year was your brothers born?
They were my oldest brother, Jeff, was born. God, I couldn't even tell you. I just know that my mom was 16 when he was born, and she was born in 42. So you can figure out the math.
Oh, that's 58.
58. So yeah, he was a boomer, and then the other 2 boys are also like a year or 2 after each of the last one. So they're all like a year and a half apart from each other. And then my sister was born in 65. So she was like the first year. She was the first year of Gen X.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, my older siblings are all boomers, and my sister is elder Gen X, and my younger siblings are your guys' age, so they're all like millennials.
I think I just found a news story for us. Oh my god! Wait, am I reading this right? Did China literally boycott U.S. soybeans? I knew that they weren't buying any. They boycotted us.
I mean, it
I'm
depends. That
I'm
that
not
could just be
surprised.
someone's framing of it when
That's
they decide to buy Venezuelan beans instead of ours or whatever
that's
it is.
different than a boycott. If this is real, I need to look into this. If this is real, that's actually terrible, man. I don't want to say I feel bad for the soybean farmers because they are one of the reasons why we have Trump, but
Yeah.
I'm beginning to feel a little bad for them.
Well, they're going to get a bailout, and then it's
How
going
the
to be
fuck
our,
are you?
and
How
then
the
are they
fuck are you
going to
get?
say, yeah?
Huh?
I was just going to say when they get their bailout, like, are they going to turn around and go, okay, now I'm pro-Trump again, or are they
I
going to go, this is
don't.
bullshit, we can't give
I
you a bailout?
don't know if Trump can real bail them out on this because he can give them money, but it's not. That's not going to fix the problem.
Well, no, that's the hope. Yeah, that's my point. Is they're going to do a bailout for him at least on one time, and
You're
I
probably right.
assume so. Coming up before the next election, whenever they decide to finally reconvene Congress and bite the bullet on the Epstein files.
Oh God, which I really do hope when they get back into the chambers that they do force a vote on that at long last. Now that they
Yep, I
can,
mean they supposedly have the votes, so
supposedly, yeah. So I definitely looking forward to that. That being said, I'm sure that Mikey boy is gonna do his best to avoid opening it up with that being an option. I wouldn't be surprised if they try something stupid like saying if we do open, you guys can't hold votes on this, this, and this. That wouldn't be legal, but I could see them trying.
we'll see what they do. I'm sure they'll just try and have a more distracting news story, like Trump will declare war on Venezuela the same day.
Trump takes a shit on everyone's desk.
Oh man. So did you guys see the video that was going around of a guy doing an impression of Trump? It was basically saying how the first time I heard the audio, it was on somebody else's video, and they were saying it was Trump. It's like that sounds like Trump, but not really. I'm hearing a difference in the timbre of the voice. So I had to Google to find out if this was really him or if it was AI or it was an impressionist, because it sounded like him, but it didn't completely sound like him. But basically, he was saying how he's not happy about the what was it, the Bad Bunny rabbit and that
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no, I know.
Bad Bunny.
No, that's part of the joke.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and he goes,
Oh,
he's from the Puerto Rico province of Mexico, and so that's like this sounds like something he would say, but it doesn't exactly sound like him. And my brain is like, this is not really him. I think it might be AI, but it ended up being an impressionist who did
yeah.
he did a really, really good job, but I still was able to kind of figure out that it wasn't really him, just because it's maybe some of the words he used, the choices he made in his. I'll send you guys the video so you can hear it for yourself. If knowing it's not real makes it funny, but like the idea of him saying those things, it made me think this is something he would absolutely say, and it hurt my brain to hear this stuff because it was so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That is the stupidest thing we have ever heard, and we are all dumber for having heard it.
Yes, exactly.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah. that was Billy Madison, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yes. We are all worse off for having heard what you have to say.
Yeah. No, it was. Oh my God. I like literally like walked away from my computer for like 30 minutes after hearing that audio. I was like, ow.
Here's another thing we need to talk about because I forgot to put a thing on this about this. Let's talk about Idaho. Shall we?
You are Daho.
You are Idaho. Yes, I wish that I get paid.
My ex moved to, my ex moved to Idaho 15 years ago, and now she Daho.
So they are building a Qatari Air Force base in the middle of Idaho.
Yeah.
Which is
I have a link for that. Put it on the list.
Okay. Honestly, I just saw a meme pass by it. I was like, we should talk about this because this is something that I know a little bit about it. The part that I can't get over is could you imagine if Obama
Oh my
had
God.
signed up
No.
Qatar to fucking
Dude,
have
they
an
were-
Air
they
Force
were-
base
they were-
in the United States. Could you imagine?
There would be legions of fucking rednecks and
Be
AR-15s.
impeached.
Dude,
Maybe even
holy
assassinated.
fucking shit. And here's the thing: I am not a. I don't want Air Force bases in any other bases in our country. I don't think we should have our bases in other people's countries who don't want it. But Qatar, really, the slave nation, Qatar.
Yeah, so here I found a story from AP News. And so Pete Hegseth announced Friday that the federal government had reached an agreement with Qatar to build a facility at an Air Force base, which is the Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho. But the facility being built at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, which is what I just said, isn't a separate base at all. It is a group of buildings that will be built to handle training and maintenance for Qatari troops. And the agreement with Qatar has been in the works for years, apparently. What we expect is it to be squadron operations and hangars for the F-15QA, which is the Qatari's version of the F-15, um, which they bought through military sales, apparently. It's definitely still a U.S. Air Force base, is what Ann Stefanik, the Air Force spokesperson, said. So we have done training missions we have allowed our Air Force bases to be used by like Singaporean pilots and stuff like that in the past. Um, Maybe they are, it's kind of interesting um, what they're doing here. So, what is the mission of the base? It houses the 366 Fighter Wing and more than 50. So this sounds like this is the actual Air Force base. Um, so when was the Qatar agreement conceived? This will be more interesting.
That's a good question. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean,
Qatar just
huh?
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the biggest thing to me is the fact how are Republicans cool with this?
Yeah, so Qatar decided to buy the F-15QA aircraft from a U.S. government program called Foreign Military Sales in 2017. So that's during the first Trump administration. And discussions to train Qatari troops in the use of the jets began shortly thereafter.
Okay,
Work got started
sorry.
on an environmental assessment around 2020, and the assessment was completed in 2022. So that's during the Biden administration. Laura Loomer called the plan an abomination. No foreign country should have a military base on U.S. soil, especially Islamic countries, Loomer wrote. So again, she's using her Islamic fear mongering here. Uh, and similar training agreements have faced criticism in the past. In 2019, a Saudi Air Force officer training at the Pensacola Naval Air Station in Florida killed 3 U.S. service members and wounded several others in a mass shooting. After investigating, the U.S. sent home 21 Saudi military students after investigators said they expressed jihadist or anti-American sentiments. So again, Saudi Arabia constantly like trying to kill Americans. Like they're responsible for 9/11. They're
Wow, I wonder what giant bribe with wings might make Trump turn his back to that.
yeah.
Huh, that kind of
Yeah.
strange.
Others suggested the training facility was prompted by Qatar's gift of a $400 million jumbo jet.
Yeah, you think?
So, what does the U.S. get out of these agreements to host foreign troops? The U.S. sells defense equipment and services to other countries as a foreign policy tool. A federal law called the Arms Export Control Act details when those sales can take place. But generally speaking, it is when the president determines that doing so will boost the security of the U.S. or promote peace around the world.
Yes, because partnering up with Saudi Arabia has always been so good for us in the past, like
Yeah.
in 2001.
The U.S. military often works in conjunction with other allied or friendly nations in deployment, so will to
Allied or
US.
friendly. How many
Yeah,
allied and friendly nations have launched attacks or financed attacks on our soil?
right.
Okay, so here's the thing. I just got in contact with Han. I was telling you guys a little bit earlier. We should have her call in because I really want to discuss it with you. Han lives in Chicago.
Ah,
And according to her cousin just got picked up by ICE for
oh,
being out in the park. I don't know what the actual story is. I'd like to hear it. But did you guys hear about we didn't even talk a little bit, the raid in Chicago the other week?
yeah, on the apartment building.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
Brandon wasn't with us, so
Oh right,
Um,
yeah.
whenever week that was, a week or two
so
ago.
getting her username. Oh, there we go. I'm sending you online then Todd here. Here's her tag. Add her into the call if you could.
She can actually click on the call in button at the top of the screen.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna add her to the call. That's fine.
Yeah, and she will come into my queue, and I can add her to the call.
Ew. Okay, hold on. Where is this thing? Where is it? Oh, that is the Twitch one. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. And she can just click on the add in on this one.
She can click the call in button. It should be at the top of the chat, or like underneath the video.
All right, on Twitch.
Yeah, on Twitch.
Okay. Let's see if that actually ends up working how we want to. But yes. So they raided a apartment complex in Chicago. Took everyone under detention.
Yeah.
Which
It's insane.
it's absolutely nuts. It's literally brown shirt shit.
Yeah, and it's violations of it's illegal search and seizure and warrantless actions and deprivation of rights.
And I can't help but feel like at this point Trump's doing this literally just to see how far he can push it. Like he wants to see how far he can push.
I think we got the hint from Stephen Miller that they are doing as much as they can as fast as they can before the system catches up to stop them.
Fucking anal polyp, Stephen Miller. God, the guy looks like Golem with a crack addiction.
You saw AOC dunking on him, right? About him being.
God. Oh, I don't like.
He was talking about how easily triggered he is, and I'm gonna say he's 4'10" and watch what he does.
I don't. For personal reasons, I don't like people using short as an insult.
I mean,
but her point was just that he's thin-skinned and wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he absolutely is. He's a fucking dude. He literally looks like a rectal polyp. Like I don't know how somebody looks so much like a goddamn fucking like diseased anus. Still be a human being. Like, oh my god.
Well, while we're waiting to see if we can get Han in here, we can talk about the sad news that Diane Keaton has passed away.
Oh no! Boo! Boo!
Yeah, she's 79 years young, and
Hold
one of the greatest actors or actresses of all time.
There she is.
Oh, who is it? Han? Give me one more here.
Oh, did she drop off? It was there for a second.
I hit the add button and then it disappeared. Try again, Han.
Is she on? Han? Hello?
Try again. I don't know. I hit the add button or maybe I hit the wrong one. I don't know.
I don't see her in here at all. She's not in
She
the
was
screen.
in there, and
it showed up in the viewer call-ins for just a moment.
Yeah, and I hit the. I clicked on it.
Again.
I clicked on it. It disappeared. I may have clicked the wrong thing. It's my bad.
Shit.
Try again.
I told her to try again. Try again. As long as Michael Keaton's okay. Speaking of, I never saw the new Beetlejuice. I really didn't mean to.
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I really intended to get out there and see it, I'm sure it's not going to be as good as the first one, but I think you're kind of dumb if you expect that.
I mean, it's you can't compare the two.
No, you can't.
I think it's a bit darker than the original.
I mean, it's made by the same guys, right? What's his face? Tim Burton did it, yeah.
Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, everybody, those guys came back.
I know they fought it forever because Burton's big thing was he wouldn't do it without Keaton, and like every time they pitched it, he's like, "Well, Michael's too busy, so we can't," And it was only when they finally signed him up that he was like, "Fine, we'll fucking do it,"
Yeah.
Han, what's going on here? Han, what are you doing? What the check?
I clicked the thing thinking it was the add to call, and I may have hit the wrong thing.
I think she thinks it was her.
Oh, okay. I was worried that it was me.
It might be her. I don't know. She says she has to do a bunch of stuff to get checked in and to be able to do that, but I'm not sure what that means. If that means audio, visual stuff, or if that means actually like login stuff.
I don't know.
1 second, because we saw her for a second, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she was there, and like I said, I clicked the thing, and she disappeared. And I thought she was going to add to the list of participants, and she did not show up there. So
Maybe we should have called in on the phone, huh?
I mean, she can. I have it set up. Up. Something.
Wait. I see you getting ready. Okay, I'll tell her.
There we
There
go.
we go.
You can.
There we are.
Hey, Han, can you hear us?
She
There
has
we
her.
go.
She has herself muted though, but yeah, she's here. You have to unmute your microphone, Han.
You are on the live stream, Han.
But you have to.
Oh, she might need approval from you.
She's in. I've added her. She's in the call. She disappeared.
Shit. She disappeared again.
Okay, well, while we work on that, we'll do the local story.
Let's do that.
All right.
So this is, yeah. So this is interesting, kind of interesting moral question, honestly. So Washington will not require priests to report child abuse disclosed in confession. So clergy must still tell authorities of potential mistreatment, but will not have to divulge information they hear in confession, which comes under a settlement of lawsuits challenging the requirement. So this story is coming from the Washington State Standard. Washington has abandoned its effort to force Catholic priests and other religious leaders to divulge information on child abuse and neglect that they learn of in confession. So with a pair of legal filings, the state agreed not to enforce the controversial provision of a new state law. The agreement.
Han, you're unmuted.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
here.
can we-
She's here.
Oh,
It's your side. It's your microphone or something. Because you're unmuted and everything. You should be good to go.
oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. That's okay. Anyhow, so they don't. So priests don't need to. And it's in confessional. So I'm assuming that has to do more with the archdiocese and fucking the Catholic Church, right?
So yeah, so stipulations filed in federal court on Friday will largely preserve the law while casting aside the controversial component related to confessions. Catholic bishops and Orthodox churches sued over that element, arguing it was unconstitutional. The agreements that the state reached in those cases reflect the preliminary injunction issued by a federal judge that has prevented the state and counties from enforcing this reporting since July 27th. So lawmakers approved the law during this year's legislative session, and Governor Ferguson had signed it in May. But the Trump administration also weighed in on the case, siding with the churches. In the case brought by 3 Catholic bishops, U.S. District Court Chief Judge David G. Estudio ruled that requiring disclosures on information learned in confession infringed on the First Amendment right to practice religion.
No, wait, can you hear me now?
There we
Yes.
go.
Hey!
Hey! Okay, give me 1 second. I need another beer after all of that stress. Holy shit, woman.
So yeah, we'll finish off the story real quick, and then we'll talk to Han. So
All right.
state attorneys concluded that, given the judge's reasoning, settling the legal fights now was the best possible outcome. It keeps crucial portions of the law in place while also preserving the legislator's authority to address issues with the law identified by the court. So Catholic leaders and the lawyers celebrated the legal victory, of course. But the church supports the law's goal and only asks for a narrow exemption to protect the sacrament. So
I feel like this is a long way for them to say they like a way to plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
They
like
don't
it.
wanna
Sounds
have
like
to-
it. Yeah.
They don't
this
want
is
to have a chilling effect on their confessions because apparently this is coming up a lot.
Well, why wonder why? It's okay, Catholics. If Trump can be a pedophile, so can you, I guess. Right? I mean, fuck it. Where's the line now?
Right? Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Okay, give
So
me
all
1
right,
second. We're gonna-
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we've got Han, longtime caller, now actually officially here we are with a actual Twitch connection.
Sorry, yeah, I've been out for a couple weeks. I had like 3 eye surgeries. I'm still healing from one, so I've been out.
You have 3 eyes?
What?
3 eye surgeries.
Eye surgery. Oh.
Well, I
I
hope
was
they
like,
went well.
what are you, a potato?
maybe
Cyclops.
the way I'd be. Yeah.
Triclops.
So, Brandon,
That
you were
sounds-
wanting to talk to Han about Chicago.
Yes, Han, you were saying, for those of you who don't know, Han lives in Chicago, and we all know that Chicago has been the subject of several ICE activities that have gathered national
Yeah,
attention.
Broadview is the biggest like ICE facility, and there's a ton of like every single day there's like protests going on.
Well, more
And I know
importantly,
that-
what we were talking about the other day was there was a raid in one of the Chicago apartment complexes where they arrested everybody. But more importantly, on that kind of like injunction on the rights that I wanted to talk to you about. You were saying your cousin was
yeah, my cousin
picked up
got
by
like,
ICE.
detained by ICE. Yeah.
What's the
So
story
for
there?
reference, Arlington Heights is voted the top city or town in the state of Illinois to live in. So we're not like a shithole, right? We're not like a bad area. We're quite a good area. So
You're not that dirty Chicago thought that people think of when they think when like Republicans think of Chicago. You guys are more. It's a nice place to live, right?
yeah, we're like a middle class white suburbia. That's quite literally it. That's what Arlington Heights is. So my cousin is for background, my family is all Viet, except for like one cousin who's like Asian, but like we don't talk about him because like he's in fucking DC. He's a good guy. He's just in DC, so I don't know what the hell he's doing with his life, but he's doing well. He's a lawyer in DC, patent lawyer, so he's not like an immigration lawyer, but that's
Focus
another
on.
Sorry. So my cousin Jimmy is just like a regular old guy. Like got married to his now wife. So his wife is white and he's Viet. I think he was born in Vietnam but came to America like when he was like a baby. So like he's essentially just been in the U.S. forever, right?
Yeah, he's a U.S. citizen, lived here his entire life, right?
Yeah, lived his entire life, and he was out. So my dad told me this evening.
Huh? Todd, you just cut out completely. It's not just me, right?
Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Han, you just completely cut out. I think you hit your mute button. Yeah, she's Han.
Hello.
Hello. Anyhow, let me text her.
Oh no.
She's not muted on Twitch, but she's not.
Ian, not okay.
Oh, is that you guys or is that her?
I think that might be my kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You're on mute, Han. I don't know what happened there. Anyhow, this is a technical issue. There we go. She's coming back.
That was weird.
Did you punch your microphone or something? What was that? Anyhow, you were saying he was born in the U.S. He married his wife. She's white, and what now?
And they were at so they have 2 kids, and they're like elementary school age, so they're like max 5, right?
Yeah.
So Arlington Heights has like a decent sized Vietnamese population. I'm pretty sure half my family makes up the Vietnamese population, half the Viet population in like Arlington Heights. So we're pretty close knit in that way locally.
Yeah.
But he just got arrested, just straight up detained, and he wasn't. Like he's not a bad guy. Like I've known him for like my entire life. Like he.
Well, what was the reasoning they gave him?
Fuck if I know.
He matched the description.
What was that description? Not white.
Yeah, not white, but okay. So I don't know if it's Jimmy has like a physical disability where he has like I think the left side, one side of his head is malformed. So he doesn't have an external ear, so he's deaf in that ear, and it kind of makes him look wonky. But I mean, I know him my entire life, so I don't see it. But I guess that maybe his disability and I saw him with like a white woman and like his children are white passing so far. So they probably saw him like, oh, there's an Asian guy with like white kids. He probably kidnapped them. We know how agents are. Yeah.
Like,
You know what
at
ADHD are.
a certain point, they're gonna grow like a Fu Manchu, and that won't work anymore. But yeah, for now.
Okay. But my dad told me, and he was like, Jamie only got out because he had ID and he had his birth certificate or whatever. He had papers.
Okay, but that doesn't stop ICE from doing anything. ICE doesn't give a shit if you have papers. They will take you in and make false accusations.
Yeah, they'll
Yes,
say
MS-13.
they will say that the
I know all
ID
the
is not
details.
valid because it's fake.
Well, also, okay, so this is where my other lawyer cousin comes in. My other lawyer cousin is an immigration lawyer specifically from Vietnam. So my cousin had to step in, be like, hey, what the fuck? And I guess that's kind of what happened. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I'd
That's
like to
fine.
know more about that as it continues to develop. I don't know why I shouldn't say that. It is weird how they chose Chicago to be like the nuclearization point of all of this stuff. Out of all this,
Okay, so Chicago was actually pretty fucking good compared to like Memphis, Detroit, East St.
Well,
Louis.
it's a little interesting to me that they chose probably one of the most hostile cities to try to flex their ICE fucking muscle in. I mean, and they keep getting humiliated as a thing. It's not like they're
So
going
it's
down
kind
there
of
and
funny. So I told Matt about this, and he said that, and I was like, yeah, why is ICE in Chicago? Like, and he's like, he said like ICE isn't really doing shit because they're not in like O Block. They're not
it
dealing
is
with the
about
actual gangbangers.
it is about punishing the blue states for not supporting Donald Trump. That's what this comes
Yeah,
down to.
basically.
Yeah.
That they know that JB Pritzker is adamantly anti-Trump and has the money and support to continue to compete with Trump.
Can you guys hear
At
me?
least on the
Yes.
at least on a local level. Like like Chicago will never choose Trump over Pritzker, overwhelmingly. But some might,
Yeah.
but most won't.
So the
And
funny
not to
thing is,
mention,
okay, so also for background, Charlie fucking Kirk is from my hometown, and I hate it.
so
And
is Nick Fuentes.
yeah, but he's not from Arlington Heights. He's from like Southside Chicago, buttfuck Mill, like the actual shithole, like Cicero, right? That's where he's from. I'm talking Charlie fucking Kirk went to the same high school my friends did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, he's not going to too much anymore.
So like a little bit off topic, but there's a memorial for Charlie Kirk. There's like a Tunbury Vigil memorial, whatever the fuck. I forgot
That's
he existed
great.
honestly.
That's
And there's just
perfect.
like fucking
We always need more public urinals. It's fine.
there's just always like there's just this one guy in my town's like splinter Facebook, like town's Facebook page that's like not quote unquote uncensored for politics. There's this weird guy who was like posting on this page, and he's like, I'm standing guard at Charlie Kirk's memorial. Can someone take over so I can shower or have some food?
What the fuck?
I have screenshots. It's really funny. It was
Oh
kind
my
of sad, but
god.
it's really funny.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? At which point did these kinds of actions
I don't know. It
become
almost sounds gay,
like,
right? Like, why would you stand
Well,
vigil
like,
like a guy who never knew your name to like
it's leg-
sacrifice like a shower and a meal?
it's the definition of doing too much. Like the guy thinks he's doing something by doing that because as much as
But he could do anything else.
as much as the right loves to bitch about identity politics, they wrap their identity up in their politics more than anyone else I know.
I just think it's really funny. It's just like this guy has nothing to do with his life, and he's like, I'm gonna stand vigil like a guy who never knew I existed.
Because he thinks he's doing something.
He's trying to get clout. And it sounds like if he's doing it online, he's definitely looking for like acknowledgement.
There you go. That's another idea to even think about. Yeah, you're right. You're
What,
absolutely
his mom
right. Yeah.
didn't hug him enough or something?
Oh my god, none of these kids got hugged enough. Like, they wouldn't be Republicans if they got hugged enough. Jesus Christ.
Was that your excuse?
Yes. No one loved me, so I learned to hate everyone else.
That's kind of sad when you
mean-
say it like that.
I mean, you know what's funny? I was kidding, but then I said it. I'm like, actually, I'm kind of not. That is how a lot of these people are.
That's sad. That's really fucking sad.
Oh, it is. It is. Almost anytime you look at somebody who acts like this, they're a hurt person. They aren't like this because they just want to be like that. They're damaged, traumatized, scared
The
people.
thing is, like Charlie Kirk did not grow up in like a shitty area. He grew up in fucking Arlington Heights. Prospect Heights, actually. Prospect Heights is more wealthier than Arlington Heights, but it's fucking whatever, right? So it's not like he like. So I don't know why he talks like down to Chicago. It's just like, boy, you've been here your entire fucking life, and like, you probably don't even like leave, and like, you probably don't get outside of like a 10-mile radius outside of like Prospect Heights.
They get mad because they have all for so long been the powers that be, the ones who control everything. And when you have a situation like that where you have one group who is acclimated to being in control and never sacrificing anything, any kind of like distribution of power seems like somebody attacking them. They don't care to them. Anybody else making a choice, that's somebody taking power from them.
What, being gay or something?
No, evolved
Being gay
from
is taking power from them, taking government from them.
LGBTQ, minorities, immigrants, all these people, as they gain more traction and begin to get more of a vote. It's actually not oppression to people like Kirk at all, but they view it as such because they're losing control of what they believe is theirs to control.
They're losing their main figurehead into their narrative.
Well, Charlie Kirk is nothing but a figurehead. The searches for him have dropped off to nothing since he died.
Thank you.
Doug, are you having problems with your connection? Because you keep muting
I've been
and
trying to
unmuting.
figure that out. I keep trying to figure that out myself. What's going on with it,
I don't know
Doug?
if you guys are hearing me or not.
I mean, you keep muting yourself, so no, we can't hear you when you're muted.
When I mute myself, I'm not talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking when I unmute myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we are when you talk, we can't hear you.
I mean,
like you were. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know if he was talking because he was muted for the most part. So.
Yeah, I was watching him and I couldn't see his little. You know how it lights up around the outside.
Yeah. The frame lights up.
Yeah, it wasn't lighting up around him. I see probably I'm muting, but it wouldn't light up, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. It seemed like you guys couldn't hear me.
Yeah, so remember that like podcaster or like radio host who what was her? Amy Jacobson. She was the woman who like talked shit about Tim Waltz's son Gus.
Remember? I do not remember that.
I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah, or I think I saw video of it. She was a blonde chick, right?
Yeah, blonde chick.
Yeah.
And what was she saying?
She said something about Gus Waltz.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
Yeah. She's my friend. She went to the same high school as my friend did. Like, she was an alum, and she's been a bully since high school. So, like, I mean, clearly, yes.
Well, I mean, she's picking on his kid's literally handicapped, right? What does his kid have again?
Yeah. He's autistic.
Autism.
Yeah.
It's like severe autism. I've seen
It's
pictures
not
of him.
It's not. I wouldn't say severe. But
It's not severe. Okay. Honestly, one of the most touching things I saw was when he hugged his son when he got the nomination.
Yeah, his kid was really excited for him.
Was crying. He was like, "My dad got nomination."
That's right. He's giving him shit. Like, look at the little bitch boy crying for his dad. Like, you guys are fucking horrible.
That one. And
that's what that was. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because I started digging into her, and she has like an ex-husband because she fucked like this suspected murder. She's like a former journalist, so she got divorced from her ex-husband.
Oh, I remember hearing about this. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was like at a pool party for like a suspected murderer who killed his wife, and she went to was like, "Oh, I'm going to do some journalistic shit and go to this guy's house," and she ended up like fucking him with her kids.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's her.
Wow.
The
party of family values, everyone. The party of family values. The GOP. Here you go. Here's what they are.
Fucking a murderer of your kids in tow. Nothing. Well, married. No less.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, but also really sad.
Weird. I mean, there has to be some weird, like mental illness motivation behind that. There's no way a normal person.
It's gonna be lead paint. Is it lead paint?
She's too young. Lead paint was around like in the boomer generation.
It would have been my siblings above me, and probably the lead was still in everything until I was like a little kid. So it was honestly, early 70s.
You mean wall candy?
Wall candy.
She's like 560 now.
When I lick the walls enough, my brain no think.
That's great.
My brain buzzes when I lick the wall.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I actually do believe that 100%. I honestly, I look at a lot of boomers and I see how they act, and I genuinely believe a huge portion of what we're seeing is lead poisoning. Because one of the
It's
things
got to
lead does,
contribute. Like it was in the
it is,
gasoline, it was in the paint.
yeah. And one of the things
In
that
the
lead
pipes.
does is
I can't
it
believe I
stops
said a meme and it
emotional.
became real.
It stops people from emotionally developing, and that's why you see boomers out there who will have a meltdown over not getting the
Well,
seat they
serial
want at a
killers.
restaurant, like a child, because they stopped developing a long time ago.
Neoteny.
Huh?
It's called neoteny.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, where you stop. That's what it's called in animals.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I firmly see it. Like, I mean, you see all these videos of boomers acting absolutely crazy, like a literal toddler. Now, it's true that later in their life, so this might be an unfair statement, but wigging out over not, being seated next in line, having to wait, literally
How the
having.
emotional regulation.
Exactly. There's no emotional regulation there. It's like toddlerish. Is all I can think of. Is like, I'd expect this from a fucking 4-year-old, not from an adult. You know.
Grown ass
And
adult.
There could be a lot of autism within that group of people too, and they just don't.
Oh,
they're not.
well.
They're not diagnosed with anything, and they're not
Yeah, I
likely.
think being
Not.
autistic doesn't make you, start screaming and losing your shit because you
Oh
don't
wait,
get a chair.
Well, no.
So since we're gonna talk about autism, y'all hear about RFK's new claim, Doug? You hear this one?
Yeah, I heard it.
Well, what did I say? Well, I mean, we're getting a little off topic here, but I said this back in our RFK episode. When September comes around, they're just gonna make something up.
Yeah.
Circumcision.
And Tylenol. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they say the circumcision leads to Tylenol, and that's the connection.
Wait, I thought it was Tylenol when they were pregnant. Are they circumcising kids in the womb? That seems
no.
It's Tylenol
tricky.
during pregnancy or when they're young.
Yeah. Tylenol for the mother while she's pregnant, and Tylenol for the kid after he gets the tip of his dick cut off.
This, of course, acetaminophen or snip dicks, those are exactly the same thing. Yeah, well, this is the dumbest timeline. This literally is the dumbest goddamn fucking timeline on the planet. Like, if you had told me 20...
Well, this is all because Harambe died.
The reason why I brought up autism in regards to the boomers and stuff is because the emotional dysregulation is definitely a thing for kids. For people who are artistic or even just neurodivergent in general. It happens a lot in ADHD as well. I get emotional dysregulated, as you know, and
so do I. So I'm not going to judge you on that.
Madden game, after I lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
only game I will play anybody in competitively is Smash Bros.
I stopped playing online with people I don't know like 10, 15 years ago because I got
100%.
tired of being told that some 12-year-old's gonna fuck my mom. So
yeah, I know. Let me know when your balls drop, you little shit. Then it might be possible, you little fuck.
My response was, well, that's illegal in the States because that's necrophilia.
I'd just be like, you know what? At my age, I probably did fuck your mom, dude. So shut up, son.
Matt said, okay, so I wasn't around for the peak Call of Duty lobbies, and Matt said the Counter-Strike lobbies, the chats there were insane. They're 100 times worse than the Call of Duty lobbies.
Oh yeah, I was there were white kids dropping N bombs.
Wait.
What game?
You were a CS player?
What game?
He's what?
Counter-Strike.
Doug, you were a CS player?
No, I played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. I don't know why it would surprise me if you're a CS player. I don't know.
I actually had a kid try to tell me that he was allowed to say the N-word during Call of Duty because it was Call of Duty Black Ops.
Gee, okay, that's absolutely that's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. That is fucking funny. That is fucking funny.
I knew he was a white kid because his gamer tag was Bong Ripper Cody 98.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have died laughing. I heard that. It's a dumb argument, but that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
okay,
that's definitely something I can hear like a 12-year-old saying. My dad said it was okay because it's Black Ops.
Oh, it's not even my dad's okay. The fact that it's okay because it's called Black Ops is fucking hilarious. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. It's not right, but if you're gonna make a stupid excuse, at least make it funny.
Yeah.
And that gets that, it's like that's
Yeah,
that's not how that
yeah.
works. But oh my god, that's pretty good.
No, I was playing online on the original Black Ops on PS3, and that's the last time I played with anybody other than friends, because some 12-year-old from Australia was talking shit about my mom, and yeah.
I agree with you. I never play multiplayer games. I can't. The last time I played a multiplayer game was I was playing the Dune game.
Oh yeah, which
I was playing
version?
Dune Awakening, the
Oh,
new one, the multiplayer
I
version,
haven't touched
and that
that
was
one
all
yet,
the way back in June, and I only played it for a little while,
dude.
and then I stopped because all the Rust players started landing,
Oh,
and I don't know if you know Rust players, but they're generally pieces of shit. No, not every
are
single
these
one,
the
but
same guys who like to play Ark?
They are much in the same vein. I would say even more toxic than Ark, though, is Rust. Rust is by far the most toxic gaming community you'll ever find. Like, the entire game is based off of fucking with people weaker than you.
Oh man,
So that says something.
no,
That's the gameplay loop is
like
fucking build a base, find people weaker than you, and then raid them and take whatever little
yeah.
shit they have.
I tried Fortnite once, maybe twice, and I got like annoyed immediately
Fortnite's
rage
different. No,
quit.
Fortnite's different. Fortnite's way different. That's a battle royale.
The battle royale style of gaming is not my thing, and I will never play it again.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. The only one I kind of liked was Marvel Rivals,
It was all right.
and that's more of a team battler than anything else.
That's like Smash Brothers, I think, isn't it?
No, Smash Bros is a Smash style brawler. Brawlhalla.
Oh, maybe I
is the
haven't
only
played it
one.
then, because I thought it was like Brawlhalla or Smash Bros. Or even like what was the Warner Brothers one that was like all over the place?
Oh yeah. That one's back, I guess. The multiverse or something.
Multiverses, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to get in those. I never liked playing online, even in Smash Bros. There was just enough lag, or it would fuck me up every single time.
Yeah.
So I've never been a fan of those
I
games.
played it
online.
maybe 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is not fun.
Yeah, like the best multiplayer games are actually, they suck if there's any lag. So
Yeah, I used to be an actual like semi-pro gamer on Smash Bros. I used to go to tournaments and stuff and win them every here and there.
Wow.
Like during
well,
Smash
we've been
Bros.
talking about
Melee.
geek stuff here. What you guys want to transition over?
Yeah, let's go ahead
officially
and move
into
over to the
geek news?
geeks, the big.
Oh wait, no. Before we do that, I feel like we should cover one more thing.
All right. What?
Let's talk about our sports balls teams.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna slip that into the end of the geek since we were.
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
this.
Okay,
Go
we
ahead.
can wait
Yeah,
then. Let's do that at the end.
We can go ahead and start with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So our sports teams out here in Seattle are doing absolutely fantastic. We have had several wins now in a row with it was Seahawks and the Mariners. And
Well, yeah. So this whole weekend we had Friday night. The Mariners clinched the ALDS, same night as the Huskies win. Then Sunday we had Mariners win Game 1 unexpectedly of the ALCS while the Seahawks won. And then today
there we go.
the Mariners took a 2-0 lead. They've won 2 games in Toronto to take a 2-0 series lead, which means the frickin' Seattle Mariners, the only Major League Baseball team to never appear in a World Series, just has to win 2 out of 3 games at home, and they are in the big dance. So it's pretty exciting time.
But yeah, I'm happy. I'm not exactly what you call a sports enthusiast. I do like watching the occasional football game, and not gonna lie, I'm generally not into baseball. That being said, on Friday night, no, was it Friday night?
The 15-inning game?
Yeah, what was it, Friday or Saturday?
That was Friday
right?
night. Yep. Yeah.
Me and my colleagues randomly decided to go to the bar after work to meet up for shots because I owed them one for doing so good that day. And a game happened to be on. And man, I'll tell you what, that bar was electric.
Yeah, the playoff baseball is awesome. Like all the reasons that baseball is kind of a boring game in general, they all all those little things become so important in a playoff game.
Well,
And
dude,
so,
the
like, over
entire
162 games, who really gives a shit about any one particular game? But now,
yeah.
when every game counts and every pitch counts, it's actually exciting. It's enthralling. It's like, oh, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, we walked in at like the 11th inning because the time we got off, and man, like me and my coworker both were just like every pitch, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I turned 10 years old in October of 1995, which is when the Mariners first made the playoffs, and they had the big, Griffey scores on the Edgar's double and that famous whole thing. I was 10 years old when that happened. I had no idea I was going to have to wait till I was 40 for the Mariners to have a real shot at making the World Series.
Well, what year was Ichiro and all that?
Now, his rookie year, and they set their wins record, was 2001.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I feel like 95 is early for the time I'm thinking of. I did like the Ichiro series season era, but
Yeah, that
mine
was a
was
fun
different.
year.
I had a friend, my best friend, well, actually my best friend, my closest, longest friend I had my entire life. She was a Mariners ball girl. So I actually had free games and I knew a bunch of stuff. Like, everyone's freaking out that Ichiro speaks English. I knew that since like 2002.
Yeah,
That Ichiro speaks perfect English. He's just an
to
asshole.
give interviews in it.
He doesn't want to talk to people when he's out and about. He wants to do his own thing. He's always understood. And honestly, apparently, compared to Japanese people, I guess he's not very polite overall. Like he's not.
Well, he's a
considered polite.
superstar. He's like Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr.
He's bigger than that. He's bigger than that. Ichiro in Japan is like Jesus and Elvis had a baby.
Ken Griffey
Ichiro in Japan.
Ken Griffey Jr. back in his heyday when he was still playing for the Mariners lived in Issaquah, where I grew up. So there were sightings of him all the time when I was like in my teens. And there was hold on, let me finish.
Yep, right
there was a kid in the condos I lived in who saw Ken at the grocery store and yelled at, "Hey Ken, hey Griffey, how you doing?" And Griffey was just like, "Motherfucker, you just called me out in the middle of a parking lot. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be recognized."
I get that.
He flipped the kid the bird. The kid was like
Okay,
maybe
that's
13.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna
superstar
say.
players are assholes. That's pretty much generally true. They're so coddled and taken care of.
Well, I mean, they're. I mean, when you're like I
And
said,
they're the best at what they do.
Ichiro is like insanely. I'm a little surprised Ichiro hasn't bought the Mariners yet. To be honest, I was talking to a donor about it the other day. Was about how I'm shocked he hasn't. It seems like he would have. He's got enough money.
Yeah, I don't know.
I imagine he would have to be like a part of an ownership group. I don't think he would buy them outright.
No. Well, I mean, Howard Lincoln used to own the
Well, he was Howard Lincoln was Nintendo's representative. Nintendo.
He was Nintendo's chief anyways CEO. I actually used to read a book one time about the entire foundation of Nintendo and how they came through, and Howard Lincoln was brought up very early on in that. He won a lawsuit. How he got on their map was he won a lawsuit against MGM because MGM wanted to sue Nintendo for using the phrase Donkey Kong, and they were like, "Kong is our phrase." And he beat MGM in a giant suit. And, yeah, that's actually impressive. Especially when you consider back in the day, American companies were actually very, very mad at Nintendo for coming over here.
Yeah, except the fact that it, actually the video game industry was dead at the time, and Nintendo revived it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still, a lot of it, there was a huge push in this country at that point in time to basically
Like a
push
protectionist
Japanese companies out of the United States. They're like, they're ruling, getting in on our shit. And, of course, Nintendo managed to land into that one niche no one had in this country, which was video games. So they couldn't do much after that point because they were like, yeah, you guys got this. But you didn't take jobs from anyone. You created an industry.
I think it was a Dave Barry joke from his History of the World book where it's like when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor as the first step in its long and complicated journey to eventually dominate the American home consumer electronics market.
I used to work with a consultant for the Kirby company, and he would talk all the time about like business and how things work. And his things like, we dropped an A bomb on Japan. You know what they did was they started dropping bombs enough: Kawasaki bombs, Honda bombs, Toyota bombs. And guess which one did more damage or lasted longer?
Yeah.
I don't agree that Japanese companies are negative like he was implying, but he is right in the fact that Japan
This
nailed it
this
down.
kind of reminds me of when South Park did that episode making fun of Pokemon. Team Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Which is funny
That was
considering
so-
Chimpo, I guess, is Japanese for penis. So Chimpokemon,
Well,
Chimpokemon was penis monster.
Well, you remember when they were like, all the Americans were in South Park, people were mad at Japan, like, oh, you have such a big penis.
That's the episode.
Yeah,
That's the episode, right? That's the same episode.
And-
yeah, you have
Yeah,
a
that's what I thought,
massive
dude.
penis. Oh, thank you.
Massive and American penis.
Yeah, thank you.
My penis are so
no, I don't-
small.
My wife says it's a decent size, but thank you.
Yeah.
But,
Dude, I love South Park. I need to watch the whole rest of the new season, but I'm way behind.
I think this Wednesday is going to be episode 6. So
I'll need to give it a watch because I have Paramount. I need to cancel some fucking. I have so many accounts, dude. I
right.
need to cancel.
all right, now that we've got through the sports ball stuff, we can get on to the geek. What's geek this week? Golly.
Welcome to What's Geek This Week. Your go-to for the coolest in pop culture tech and nerdy news. Let's dive in.
All right, so I got a bunch of stories here. Let me pull this up on the big screen so I can actually read this shit. All right, so I have the first story I have here is I guess we get the trailer for Wonder Man. I was not aware of this character. I think he's like the Marvel equivalent of Wonder Woman, but it's a dude.
I'm sorry. What's the name of the character?
Wonder Man. I don't really know. So it says Marvel Studios has a serious presence in New York City Comic Con 2025. The Marvel TV panel kicked off with updates on the company's most important animated shows, X-Men 97, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, both returning for sophomore season in 2026. Other series dropped is next season's Disney Plus Daredevil, Born Again, which of course focuses on blah, 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 blah. And then the belle of the ball was Wonder Man. A new series will arrive in January. The trailer reveals it will be unlike any other project with Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know nothing about this character.
I've never even fucking heard.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but I don't know.
Marvel Man.
The character in the comic book is actually an actor.
He's what?
He's an actor.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And so he's an actor that like plays a superhero, but then he ends up making a deal with Baron Zemo to turn him into a metahuman. With Zemo wanted him to take on the Avengers, but he turns out to be a good guy and joins them instead.
So yeah, I figured we could talk about that because I figured one of you guys might know who he is and what he's about. So I'm glad Doug knew something. Says here, Wonder Man will focus.
Wait, this is.
Huh?
Go for it. Go. I'm sorry. Never mind. Never mind. I was saying something in my head. Never mind. Keep going.
Wonder Man will focus on the casting process of the new for a new movie that will that could be a life-changing opportunity for whoever lands the lead role. Simon Williams believes that he has what it takes, even if his representation doesn't think he has a chance in hell of beating the competition. To understand what he's getting himself into, Williams reaches out to Trevor Slattery, who appears to be living his best life in Tinseltown. Yeah, it sounds like this is basically what Doug said. He's an actor and he's trying to... Okay, cool. All right, next story.
Speaking of comic book stuff, though, I was telling you guys a couple of weeks ago about the Absolute series, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, this is something. This is being kind of mispronounced all over the world. mislabeled. But basically, there's an absolute Green Lantern who I don't really know anything about yet. I told you there's like every single version of these is kind of fucked up, right? Apparently, his first villain is going to be someone based off of Jeffrey Epstein.
Really?
I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all. Apparently, the character's name is some Jubal Slade. The comic is going to be called Absolute Evil #1. But yeah, apparently his first character is gonna be his first enemy is gonna be pretty much a rich pedophile.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting. I told you, if you guys have not seen, if anybody has not started reading the Absolute series,
I
y'all
have
really
not,
need to.
no.
It is such a unique take on the DC universe. Like every single character is just fucked. Like right now, Batman is he was experimented on by Bane. So he has like venom running through his veins, and he's a giant brick shithouse that carries an axe.
Wow.
If you haven't given this series a look, give it a look.
All right. Let me get back to this. Can we chill on the side quests for a bit so I can actually get through these? Thanks.
All right.
Prime Video has quite a lineup for geek television headed our way, and they showcased all aspects of that lineup at New York Comic Con, whether that's the tabletop realm courtesy of Critical Role, or the comic space, the return of the beloved Invincible Season 4. But, and I mentioned this earlier in the episode, there's last year they did a Batman holiday movie where it's basically about Bruce and Damian, but it's done in this really, I don't like this animation style. I've never liked it. I watched it thinking at least maybe the story will be good. Batman looks like the Tick. Okay, he's got the giant chin, and Damian has a fucking chibi head, and yeah, I don't know. So it's basically they're turning that into a TV series. It's gonna have Killer Croc, Clayface, Mad Hatter, Livewire, and apparently Alfred and Robin are also going to be making an appearance on the show as well. But it's going to be about the Bat family, like Bruce and Damian. It sounds like, and it's probably going to be a comedy more than it's going to be a traditional like Batman series where he's running around and kicking ass and taking names. So you guys will have to check out the video. The trailer for it is the show's called Bat Fam. Bat hyphenated fam. I don't know. All right, so the next story I have here is every Star Wars character that is worthy of parody in Spaceballs 2. Who would you like to see them make fun of in Spaceballs 2 for Star Wars?
Thrawn.
Thrawn would be a good one. Number 7 on this list is General Hux. I'm sure there's going to be a hug joke in there because they did that in I think the second one of the prequel or the sequel trilogy. I'm looking for General Hux. Hux. Yeah, that's what I said, Hugs. So I'm sure that's going to be a thing. If it's not, then it's a wasted joke, I guess. Then number 6 is Din Djarin, the Mando himself, and Grogu. Is number 5. And I would imagine it's probably going to be like, it'd be great is if Grogu was represented by oh god, of course I'm drawing a blank on the guy who created Spaceballs.
Mel Blanc.
Mel, thank you. Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. His son Max should do Grogu. Probably never will happen. Maybe one of his grandkids, but
well, it'd be like Grogurt. Gogurt.
Gogurt, yeah. Yeah, like those push pop things. But number 4 is Jar Jar Binks. That's a given. They have to make fun of Jar Jar Binks, and I think to really make it funny, they should get Ahmed Best to do it, and I think he probably would.
I almost would prefer that they just leave it alone because it was so we're trying to move past it. We're trying to forget about Jar Jar.
I mean, his character wasn't as bad as a lot of people were saying. I went back and rewatched those movies like a year ago. And yeah, he was obnoxious, he was annoying, but he wasn't nearly as bad as I remembered. And
I watched Phantom Menace with my kids, or at least we watched the first third of it before they quit, and they hated Jar Jar.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Because
Jar Jar's awful.
I thought they might like him. Because
think-
they're like the right age for it.
Yeah, because everybody
Hated him.
everybody I've ever talked to that likes Jar Jar Binks were little kids when those movies came out. They were like 5 and 6 year olds when that movie came out. So the last three here is Supreme Leader Snoke, Kylo Ren, and Ahsoka Tano. I think if nothing else, they should definitely do Kylo Ren and have him just be the most dysregulated, man-child, and he just constantly breaking shit as he's walking through the halls.
Instead of like Lord Dark Helmet, we'll have Prince.
Like his he'll be the grandkid of Lone Star. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think those are all good choices. Who do you think they should make fun of in the Star Wars universe?
Ryan Johnson.
I mean, absolutely, they should make fun of like the inconsistent like changes they made in the second movie from the first one, and then how the original director from the first one did a course correction in the third one. I still maintain that the reason why those movies had as many issues as they had is because they tried to create something with as little footage as they had of Carrie Fisher, because she died, I think, during the second movie. So.
Yeah, I think they definitely made some errors killing off Han Solo in the first movie and ostensibly killing off Luke in the second movie, and then relying on the person who had actually died in real life for the third movie.
Yeah. I think Harrison Ford really just wanted Han Solo to be dead, because he
didn't want to do it anymore.
He
but
didn't
it would
want to
have
do
been nice
it.
if they had him.
He didn't want to do it back in 1980. So I mean, what makes you think he wanted? The only reason, and he told this to Jimmy Kimmel, like the only reason why he came back was because they backed up a truck.
Right.
So, all right. So, and I guess there's another Star Wars game coming out. And I looked at this earlier, and it looks like it's going to be a VR game for the Quest, the Meta Quest 3 and the 3S, and it looks like it's going to be about pod racing.
I need to get a Quest of a new VR unit anyhow, but I don't got the money. I got the PC for it. I just don't got the money for it.
I have a Quest 2, which is all right, but it's nothing like the 3 or the 3S. So,
if anybody wants to buy us all Quests so that we can all do virtual reality,
dude,
together,
I mean,
we will play with you.
Not only that, but we could podcast in VR. That would be fucking cool shit.
I had a Vive back in the day.
Yeah.
I had one of those ones that you like put your phone in and then put it on your head.
Oh yeah.
I've seen those.
It just made me motion sick. Oh.
Yeah.
Same. Honestly, I can't walk in them. If I walked in VR, I get fucking sick as shit.
So the trick to like not getting motion sickness when you're in a VR headset is to sit the fuck down. Don't walk around with it on your head.
I remember the first time I was playing a VR game, and I did this thing where I was supposed to be climbing up a rope, and the second I started climbing up the rope, like in VR, my like legs gave out underneath me, and I fell to the ground because my brain was like, lift your legs up.
I would have liked to see that.
Oh no.
He's climbing in the air. Brandon fell down while trying to climb an invisible rope.
Oh, my fucking friends were there. They were dying laughing. They were like rolling. I was like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm like 38 years old. Do you think my brain's ready for this right now? You little shits.
But I'm kind of excited about a pod racing game. Like that was the best part of the original trilogy. Was
absolutely, I agree with you. The pod racing was really cool.
Not the original trilogy, but the prequel trilogy.
Right.
Yeah. Did you guys ever play the pod racing N64 game?
Yes. Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
I think it's the same. Isn't that the same game they had in the arcade? The pod racing game?
It's very similar. It was
I
a port.
believe
It was like a
no.
home version.
I know. I want to say the arcade one's a little more like robust,
I mean, it had
The-
better graphics for sure, but the same.
but
The gameplay was the
same
same.
concept.
Yeah.
Dude, the best part about that game was unlocking that with the last character, and he had like missiles and shit. He could actually attack.
Dude, I think the funnest Star Wars game I ever played was on the 360. It was for the Kinect, and it was a bunch of mini games. There was the Just Dance Star Wars like it was all Star Wars themed pop songs like
Oh.
oh God, I don't even know what I don't even remember what the songs were. I just remember like it had Han Solo dancing, and that in itself was funny.
Did you ever play the Rogue Squadron game for N64?
No, I didn't have a
Those
That
games
was
were all the
another
Leader,
good.
Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader, the 64, and the
I
GameCube
never had a
Did you-
64. I never had a
Did,
64.
Doug, do you ever play Shadows of the Empire? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I love that game. Oh
Yeah,
my god,
I never
love
had
that
the
fucking
64,
game.
but my friends did, and we played all those games.
Oh, I did. I played the shit out of my N64. Dude, Shadows of the Empire was such a good fucking game.
But my all-time favorite Star Wars game is KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
That one is really good, and they keep teasing a reboot, but I don't think it would work. And here's my reasoning for that.
Well, there's an
Right?
MMO based on it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, they want to do an actual remake of KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2.
It's coming. Like they're remastered. I think.
They know they've said it for years, and I don't think they're going to do it for one main reason. You know what system that's based off of, right? The KOTOR series, like the 1 and 2.
It's
What it was based on.
it's based on a bunch of books.
But no, the games though, the rolling system in the back is literally D&D. It's a
Yeah,
D20
right.
system.
Yeah.
It is a literal D20 system. It's based off the Star Wars Wizards of the Coast tabletop RPG game. It's
Okay.
literally a translation of that. So because of that, I think it's a little complicated to get Wizards to agree to it again. On top of that, and this is my bigger thing, even beyond the licensing thing, I don't know how well modern players would take to that
turn-based.
kind of battle system, because this is back in the day when things like, and Doug, you probably remember this, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were around at the same time, which
those were not time based or turn.
but they were real time. Even KOTOR is not time based. There is turns, but even there's technically turns in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. It's just on a cooldown. That's how the timers work.
That's true.
But so this was a different era of gaming where this whole pause and start type of gaming was very common. I don't know how well a modern audience would take to this exact same type of game, because it's innately more complicated. You're doing something that's like kind of contradictory to the gameplay, which is you're constantly pausing it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know how well a modern gaming community would take to that. They were talking about, doing a new like real-time battle system if they were to do the KOTOR games again, which would work. But what might not work is the way the battles flow. That may never translate well to that. There's a lot of things that would go into actually remaking that game. I can see why they keep like saying they're going to do it and then cancel it. Like it'd be a very, very, very complicated game to make like acceptable to today's. Like
being a single player game certainly would give them more flexibility with what they could do, because you could still pause it and set up stuff and then have it go to live action.
Yeah, but like I said, even if you learn to play that game, you're constantly hitting spacebar to pause it, right? So you can choose your attacks, choose your opponents, all that stuff. Name another game that's modern day like that, and you can, because that style of game went out of vogue.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be more almost like a game of Madden or something where you're picking plays between each play.
But even then, in the middle of a battle, you're constantly pausing it to choose your new attacks. And that's the part I can't see modern. I might be overstating it, but personally, I don't see modern gamers being able to grasp that on a fundamental level.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely may be part of it. What I'm finding on Google is it just says it's troubled, but still technically in development.
It
So we'll
is,
see what
and it's
happens.
very true. And I'm pretty sure this is the issue that they have. Like I love KOTOR 1 and I love KOTOR 2, but I can't imagine a modern gamer like younger than us picking it up and thinking it's
For
good.
those
They'd
of
be
you
like,
that don't know, KOTOR is Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
okay, that's we probably should cover that, right? But have you played those, Todd?
No, I never got into those. I don't do RPG games. I've never.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, they were very good games. I
It
played through
was so
KOTOR.
good. You went through the whole galaxy to different planets, and every planet like had a whole bunch of
Oh,
missions to do,
I
and you'd like
honestly,
find different Jedi to recruit to your side and different characters. And
I actually like
every
KOTOR 2 better. I
I
did.
didn't. I barely played KOTOR 2 just because it was such a time investment.
I loved KOTOR 2. To me, that was the penultimate one. Great characters, great gameplay for the time. But like I said, it is very much comes from the pause and play style of RPG. Different camera style, but exact same type of gameplay as Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because they're based on the exact same type of system. They're a D20 turn-based system translated to real time.
I know
So
Baldur's
the
Gate is a
only
popular game, but I've never played it. I don't know.
Well, Baldur's Gate 3 was completely different than number 1 and 2. That's fair because even the version of D&D they're talking about was generations ago. I want to say Baldur's Gate 2 was, what was it, AD&D, right, Doug?
Probably.
I couldn't tell you that for sure.
I'm
Probably.
pretty so it's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is three or four versions of D&D ago. Like they were like 5.0. That would have been like 1.5 or 2.0, something like that. So we're several versions past that right now. But the exact same thing. Like it would not translate well to a modern like gaming audience. Because the entire point of that game was you would get into battles and the battles would flow in real time, but the only way to really survive would be hitting the space bar, select your characters, then choose the new attacks. And like onto what they're doing right there, after the cooldown's done and all the restrictions that old D&D used to give you. Like you couldn't just cast spells willy-nilly in old D&D. You had a limited number of spell slots and you could only cast so many spells a day. So it was a complicated game.
Yeah, and
But-
I mean the best RPGs do get really complicated, but
Yeah,
I think we officially geeked out on the Star Wars game talk.
I do think we did too. You know what? I don't get to talk KOTOR very much, so I'm sorry if I jumped on that too hard. But I am passionate about that. Actually, I really, really, really want to remake.
Couldn't tell.
I am. Huh?
Couldn't tell.
What? I think
Yeah,
we still
I
have time
know.
for some FLORIDUH.
Oh, we got plenty of time now. We got half an hour left, guys.
Oh no, here we go again. A barefoot guy robbing a gas station in the name of Gavin Newsom. Call the police, arrest the Florida man. Is it Florida or not? Is it Florida?
All right, so I grabbed a bunch of stories yesterday. I was talking to my friend Shannon on a video call and was looking on my feed to find some stories, and there was so few. I had to go do some Google Foo and find some more stuff. So the first one I have here is an Uber driver, 29, arrested for intentionally starting a deadly fire. Actually, we talked about that last week. The fuck?
Did we?
Wait.
Oh wait, no, did we?
Huh? I don't think so.
Because I was gonna guess that this is the guy that they found for starting the California fire.
That is
But
it. Yeah.
He was a Florida
Okay.
man.
He was a
Oh,
Florida
I sent
man.
you guys the story.
Yeah.
I sent you guys the story in chat that said a Florida man started the California fire.
Yeah, maybe that's why
Oh,
it's in
that's
there.
why I heard it. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember adding that. Maybe that was added and I didn't see it.
My trick worked. I started
Waha!
what's the term from the Christopher Nolan movie? Incepted.
The
I
Inception.
incepted a story into Florida.
Inception.
Inception, yeah. So the next one is man caught with thermos in exit ramp.
What?
Yeah, no,
He had a thermos in his butt.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you think? Do you
That
think it's
could be-
Florida or not?
That sounds like any place with the vast amounts of cocaine. So that
Right.
could
I'm
be
gonna
any
say
of it.
like a thermos is like I know you could definitely have a thermos in Florida, but I'm going to say you wouldn't. I'm going to say it's too warm there. You don't
Yeah,
need a
you know
thermos.
what? I go with that logic. I never
I'm gonna
thought
say
of that.
not
I
Florida.
was gonna say it sounds too ambiguous to be Florida, but you know, I'm gonna go with that.
Winter
Unless he's
Haven,
unless
Florida.
God damn it. I was unless he has the thermos specifically to be shoved up his butt, then I guess that's different.
Well, of
That,
course, it's a place called Winter Haven. I didn't know there was a winter anything in Florida.
what the
Right?
fuck? That's the most misleading name in the world. What part of the fucking Florida's winter?
Well, I guess it's the Winter Haven. It's a haven for people in the winter. Just to
Oh, there you
escape.
go.
Oh,
So they couldn't
God
call
damn
it.
it.
They
you
couldn't
and your
call,
fucking logic.
they couldn't call it Snow Bunny, Florida.
Oh
Right,
god damn
right.
it, that's funny.
So, in what Sheriff Grady Judd described as an incident that makes even Florida blush, 51-year-old Walter Frymore was arrested after deputies discovered he had attempted to smuggle a thermos into the Polk County Jail the old-fashioned way by becoming the container. And there's an X-ray of this thing inside of him.
That's just what I want to see.
Yeah.
I'm good. That link is staying blue.
And it's not a small thermos.
God
Oh my
damn it.
god! You have to see
Is
this
he- is he-
photo.
Is he from Enumclaw?
I mean, no, he's from Florida, which is worse.
I don't know. That sounds pretty Enumclawish to me right now.
I mean, Enumclaw is the Florida of Washington, so.
Kent's really the Florida of Washington. I'm not gonna lie.
And
I live
Yakima
here,
is the
I'll
Palm
admit that.
Springs.
Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this town. I say it all the time. Kent's fucking
Kent is just like northern Auburn.
dude. We're Florida out here in fucking in Washington. We are the fucking weirdest goddamn town out here.
Honestly, I don't think Kent can hold a candle to fucking Enumclaw as far as weirdness goes.
Enumclaw has that one thing. We have people doing
Yeah,
all
but
sorts of
that's a
weird shit
pretty
out here
sig-
all the time.
that's a
You
pretty
know,
That's a pretty significant weird thing, though, man. Having somebody get killed because they allowed a horse to fuck them, that's pretty significant, man.
I mean, to his butthole.
I mean, to his colon, it perforated his colon.
As I always say when it comes to this story, I'm like, the guy was a fucking engineer, which is the worst part because you think you know a thing or two about displacement.
You would think.
You would
Problem with
really think
engineers,
he'd
they
be
know-
like,
They know just enough to get themselves in trouble. That's the problem.
So,
with
all right,
engineers.
the next one.
Doug's like, yeah, we're moving on.
The next one, a man accused of punching father after being told to remove prostitute from home.
Boy, you
Okay.
get that whore out of this house.
Don't tell me what to
Hey,
do with my whore. I like to do what I want with my whore.
She said she liked me, Mama. She showed me her titties too.
This could be anyone. This could be anywhere. This could
I'm
be.
going to say this is
could-
Florida.
I'm gonna say Florida too because this sounds instantly in Florida enough for me.
Well, this is like the kind of thing you'd get from a Florida info request.
Says here, where does it say?
There are fruit flies all over my house. I don't know what they came from.
Coral
Sorry. hold on.
Springs. Where the fuck is Coral?
That's Florida.
Is it?
That sounds Florida shit.
A Coral Springs man is facing domestic violence charges after he allegedly hit his father during an argument that began when the father asked a prostitute his son had brought home to leave.
Not gonna lie, if I bought a hooker and somebody told her to leave, I'd be like, fuck no, pay me back then. Just kidding.
Wow. Yeah. So
I don't.
let me verify. where
Then
this is.
again, the more that honestly, the more you talk about it, the more it sounds like this has to be a Florida story, right, Doug?
Which
This sounds so. Oh, this story. It sounds so Florida.
the
Fighting over
prostitute one?
hookers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's south
Yeah, he
of.
told us it was.
It's south. It's,
Oh, but
it's north of Miami, but south of Palm Beach.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I thought you were. Okay, I didn't know you knew. I thought you were just guessing.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't. I had to Google it, but
Oh no, I'm talking.
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
knew
to Doug.
Coral Springs is because of football recruiting.
Oh,
lots of-
okay.
Okay,
Oh,
gotcha. Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't know
It
that at
always
all.
leads back to sports ball.
Oh,
with
well,
me.
you leave it alone.
Through
I
all
mean,
through
hey.
all sports, things are possible.
All right. So, woman swallows 8 live frogs to cure her back pain.
I'm gonna okay. As much as I want to say sounds like some stupid crackhead Florida stuff, I'm gonna say not Florida. This sounds like some other fucking like. This sounds like an old wives' tale bullshit thing from another like area. Not
Sounds
not
like another
Florida.
country, right? Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say.
sounds like
Uh,
another country.
I'm probably gonna butcher this, so apologize. I'm apologizing ahead of time. This Chinese woman was recently hospitalized after swallowing 8 live
There we go.
frogs to treat back pain caused by herniated spine disc. She's in the Zhejiang province, Zhejiang province.
In China.
What? No. Can we just go back to like eating live frogs to cure back pain?
What are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to like get in there and like move stuff around?
Yeah,
What the fuck kind of logic is that? What?
No, it's not why they did it, but that's,
Then again,
that makes sense to me.
keep in mind, Eastern medicine is almost
Frogs
all bullshit.
together strong.
Honestly, I want to be open to all forms of medical treatment as somebody who's in the medical profession, but Eastern treatments, 99% of them are bullshit, and this is exactly why I look at them that way.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, you have high blood pressure. Snorts crushed up tiger penis. Like what the no?
What made her eat 8 of them though? Was 7 not
because
enough?
I guarantee you it's traditional Chinese medicine. Like I hate that era of medicine. It's destructive. I know that they think it works, but you will never convince me that the point of that area of Chinese medicine is not to be cruel. That seems to be the point.
Is it like a numerology thing? Was 8 the right number, or was she just didn't feel any changes when she ate the 7 and she ate one more? And
she
then
had to eat 8 live frogs because she had eaten 4 spiders and
to be honest with you, if you read how this works, it all has to do with like heating and cooling types of foods and all that kind of shit, and it's all bullshit. But if you follow it, they do have a logic to what they're doing. It doesn't do anything.
So
but there is a
what
theory
happened to
they're
her?
practicing.
Okay, so let me read the article here. It says, when suffering from back pain, most people take painkillers, like Tylenol.
Unless you want
autism.
Unless you
this woman is not going to
autistic
get
children.
autism.
Yeah.
Maybe use some ointments or see a doctor about it. But an old woman from Hangzhou in China's Zhejiang province decided that the best course of action was to swallow frogs. After hearing a rumor that swallowing live frogs would help relieve back pain, the woman,
as one does.
What a rumor! Well, you know what I heard? He swallowed a few toads.
her surname is Zhang, or Zhang. Asked some relatives to catch some mid-sized amphibians for her, but didn't tell them.
Can't be too small, but no, you can't swallow anything too.
Yeah, but did not tell them what she planned to do with them. She proceeded.
Thank God.
What do you want these frogs for? It's a secret.
Don't worry about it.
She proceeded to swallow 5 live frogs one day, and followed that up with another 3 the next.
Okay, so there's your answer, Brandon. She swallowed 5 and it didn't work, so she decided she needed more frogs.
It wasn't long.
I mean, what's working?
It wasn't long. It wasn't long before she started experiencing excruciating stomach pain. Because she had 7 frogs trying to get out.
Well, first off, they don't live long. They're gonna suffocate pretty goddamn fast. The thing about it is that I'm not entirely sure what diseases, and more importantly, that'd be my bigger concern, parasites a live uncooked frog would have. The amount of there's danger from frogs eat snails, so now you're in danger of liver flukes.
Okay, here's the answer to that. Swallowing live frogs damaged the patient's digestive system and allowed parasites to enter her system.
Oh, shocking! Wow!
A doctor
Holy
told,
fuck!
A doctor told reporters, adding, that the patient had become infected with a Sparaganum tapeworm, a parasite commonly found in people who eat or come in contact with live frogs and snakes. So, not Florida.
Yeah.
After
You know,
2 weeks in the hospital, she made a full recovery and was discharged.
she has been eating flies ever since then, though. It's kind of weird.
She has a strange hankering.
She turned into that.
Yeah.
She turned into that frog creature on I think it was season 2 of Mandalorian.
Frog woman
Oh, yeah, that's right.
does whatever a frog can.
And Grogu kept eating her eggs.
I've
That
never.
was the funniest part. It's like this is actually dark.
Well, that's the thing. That if you read, that's actually one of the nice things I liked they kept from the extended universe, and from Legends, I should say now. Was that it was well known that Yoda's species was strictly carnivorous, despite the fact that they are, you would think they wouldn't be considering how they're so force sensitive. They're a strictly carnivorous species, obligate carnivores. They can only eat meat.
That explains why you didn't see a lot of animals around his house.
Yeah. He fucking, which is weird because you a lot of people consider like a Jedi kind of like akin to Buddhism, but it's not because
Barbecue.
I should smoke you.
The last one here is Indian man arrested in U.S. after officers mistake opium perfume bottle for narcotics. Do you think this happened? Do you think this happened in Florida, or where else do you think it happened?
It could happen anywhere.
I know this story, so I'll refrain from answering. I'll let Brandon.
Go ahead. If you know the story, then go ahead and tell us.
I'm gonna say no. Wait, let me go first. I don't know. Because it's a 50-50. I'm going to say Florida.
If my memory serves correctly, it is Florida. He was like it says, an Indian man. He was pulled over for a routine traffic stop, and he is married to an American woman, living in the U.S., working towards American citizenship when he was detained, and he had a container that says opium on it.
A bottle
it's a
of
small bottle.
A bottle of perfume. Not perfume. What's the male equivalent?
Cologne.
Cologne.
Thank you, cologne.
Yeah, it's a cologne called opium, apparently.
Oh, I've heard that before. How dumb? What the fuck?
Yeah, and so he was in jail for 30 days, and the Arkansas State Crime Lab. So apparently it's Arkansas, not Florida. Tested the contents of the bottle and concluded that it contained perfume, not opium. So he was 3 days in jail. And then he was sent to a federal immigration facility in Louisiana, where he was.
Sounds like a lawsuit to me.
And now he has a deportation status, meaning he can be immediately deported for any minor offense, even jaywalking.
Oh my God!
I hate this country.
Really? Even though they discovered he did not in fact have opium.
Right.
See, and this is something I was talking about the other day to some of my more conservative friends. How the government is the reality of a corporation in the fact that they would rather die than admit they were wrong about something. They'd rather burn the whole thing as opposed to like, yeah, we fucked that one up. What was the name of the guy they just shipped off to fucking like Africa? Who's supposed MS-13 on his hand?
Well, that was Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I don't know if he's actually been deported yet. I think it got.
No,
halted.
he was brought back, but I think they're sending him away again.
They're trying
They threatened to send him to Africa.
Yeah, they're trying to send him to Africa, from what I understand.
But I think, So as of 3 days ago, according to Politico, the Trump administration has failed to deport him to Africa.
Hey, it's crazy to me that's even been considered. He's not from Africa. It's pretty much been proven he has no reason to being deported. And they're still pushing this narrative that hard. It's insane to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and now his lawyers are saying it's 0 for 3 strikes and you're out. They have spun the globe and picked various places to fail on purpose by selecting places that would be completely unpalatable. He's trying to say that they shouldn't get to try anymore.
Well, I mean, aren't you after the first time? Aren't you supposed to be able to not to do it again? Isn't that fucking literally double jeopardy? Isn't
Well,
that
that's
like?
in this case. That's not. They're not trying him multiple times. They're just trying to get him deported. And
I
the
feel like
reason
this
it's
is the
failing is
same
because
thing.
the places don't want to accept him.
No shit, they're like he's not one of our citizens. Why would we do that?
Right. Exactly. And yeah, and they're also sort of standing up for what's right in the sense of like, if we don't accept him, you can't deport him.
Oh, I'm not sure many of these countries care about that. Not gonna lie, they might not want the political heat, but I don't have
But that's
very.
enough, I think, is avoiding.
Yeah, I very much doubt. Where was the last place they tried to send him to? I can't remember.
Well, after Africa fizzled out,
No,
they were
El
going to try and
Salvador.
send him to Ghana, but Ghana said they would not agree to receive him.
I think it was El Salvador, then Uganda, right? Uganda, right?
Well, El Salvador was first. They sent him.
Oh, that
to
was the first.
El Salvador.
Okay.
That's where he
Yeah.
Yeah.
started. But he had a do not. He had a no send. He had a do not send to El Salvador order.
You know what's weird about this is I know some conservative people in my life, and one of the most conservative people I know in my life, she is actually herself a immigrant from Armenia. She fled during the Armenian genocide. And the weird part to me is she is the most like anti-immigrant person I've ever met.
Yeah, most.
Who is this?
I'm not going to go into it because this goes too much into my personal life. But
This is somebody.
I am sure that if any of the right people heard this, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Excuse me.
I apologize to them. I'm not trying to call anyone out, which I'm not saying any names. But yeah, she's massively, massively anti-immigrant, and I've called her out on it before. And I've been like, didn't you come over during this? And she's like, well, we claimed asylum. I'm like, but you do know that's right now what your side is saying shouldn't be allowed anymore. Like,
Sounds like PBD. Sounds like Patrick Bet David.
Who is that?
He does the PBD, the Valuetainment podcast.
Never heard of it.
I've
He's
never heard of it
Iranian,
either.
and his family came over after the Shah was deposed, and he came in specifically on one of those like, political asylum visas things.
Yeah.
And now he's like being super anti-immigrant.
And I'm like, and her argument's always like, well, we came over the right way. I'm like, you came over with a fucking asylum claim, exactly the same thing that a lot of these Mexicans came over. So why is it different for you? And
Yeah, a whole bunch of
others?
these people are doing it the right way.
Yeah, they are. They don't give a
And
shit.
these
I
are the
posted
people
some-
that are getting sent to another country, not back to their own country, but to another country.
Well, I'm not sure how consistently they've succeeded on doing that. I feel like that was more of a political gimmick, like a posturing than thing.
They've been sending a lot of people back.
But to their home countries. I don't think they're really sending people
yeah.
to the middle of Africa. I feel like Africa, like other countries, are saying we're not doing this either. You know?
Yeah, they've been sending some flights to places. Some have been getting turned around. Some they've had to pick people up. Some they've just been dropping them off and leaving them there and saying,
I know
your problem now.
Well, like right now, a couple months ago, like the Trump administration was talking about getting rid of like 530,000 legal statuses for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Which see if you can figure out the correlating factor there. But I mean, this is not them saying that these people did something wrong. It's them just saying we no longer want you here. So it shows it's not about like doing it the right way. They're just trying to get rid of people that they see as unwanted in the country, which is ironically
100%.
enough, everybody who's Spanish speaking just going to say that it seems weird that everyone they point to that they don't want here does not speak English.
Yeah, no, it is totally about trying to, it's their response to seeing the data that white people are eventually just going to become a plurality and rather than a full majority, and this is their attempt to lessen that impact.
And I got into an argument with one of my clients today because he was doing the whole thing like I was about, he was trying to say how it's different for like other countries to bring in immigrants versus like anyone down south. And he's like, well, the thing is like the people from other countries, they're not sending people in to like cause problems. And I'm like, who caused the most problems in this country? And like point blank does the most crime. I'm like, it's white folks. And he's like,
Yep.
well. And he's like, I think that's how racist. I'm like, how is that racist? He's like, because of where I come from, that I think it's a really racist statement. I'm like, it's just facts, bro. And it shows how they think about it, Hey, I told you before how they want other people, and this is how they do that. The rules for them don't matter to other people. They can go in and say, "Oh, there's something illegal, like criminals." But if you say the same thing that, "Oh, criminals are already here," suddenly you piss them off, and oh, what that's racist. It's funny how they see that right at that moment, but not when they say it.
Yeah. No, that seems to be everything about them is just the lack of reflection and self-awareness. But
Oh yes, absolutely. So sorry about that rant.
I mean,
but that does bring us to the end of the show. Nice long one this week. Had a lot to say.
Lots to say.
That's good. I've been trying to get these to go a little longer lately.
Nearly 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'd love for us to do like at least 2 hours each time, or close to.
I mean, 2 hours is about average for the last couple podcasts that I do.
Yeah.
Because there was, multiple people, and everybody having to get some time talking and stuff. It ends up being kind of long. So 2 hours was about average for Marianne and Jamal's podcast, and then the last one I was doing was about hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on who the guest was.
I mean, ideally, I'd like to hit about 2 hours, but of course, it depends on how long the conversation goes.
And if you've made it listening this far, we definitely hope that you can leave some comments on the YouTube page. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening on your podcast. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Engage with us. Help spread the word. It only helps the show.
Yes.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you again next week.